I'm David, the Wandering Ponderer. I spoke about how music can make you feel and how colours can make you feel, and in a sense you could say that is controlling people's emotions. It's correct. A perfume can cause someone to be filled with desire for the lady or the man, or the perfumes can affect us in different ways, and anybody who's ever walked into the toilet after somebody else has been in there would know that instantaneously you're affected, and you will either shut the door and not go in there for a little while, or open all the windows. But I digress. Yes, over the years the advertising industry has learnt techniques to control people. Every time you see an advert, it's a technique to control you, to make you desire the object, the subject of the advert. And during elections, the same techniques are used to spread rumours about the opposition party. These are all advertising techniques. Advertising. Mind control. The same with media. Instead of placing an ad in the newspaper, if you want to control somebody, you can release some ridiculous story using the advertising techniques available today. You can make people believe anything, literally anything. And if you link that up with photographic technologies available, where you can make photographs look like, you can make 60 people look like 6,000. From certain angles you can make a small crowd of people look like, oh, thousands of people. It was crowded. So you can have an unpopular politician, photograph them at a rally from a certain angle, and even though there's not many people at that rally, you can make it look like there was hundreds, thousands. And yet you change the angle just a little bit and you see the truth. More trees. Beautiful trees. Pick a tree, David. How about that one? Just a little walk up there. Go for that. I think people are generally waking up to their environment now. The sad thing is, when life gets back to normal and just normal things, the majority of the people might actually lose the wonderment of it all and become unaware of it again, which is a shame, because we need that connection. I was reading about trees and their ability to grow in such a way that they can influence the other trees around. Now some people say that they're communicating, which that is, when you sort of boil it down, that's exactly what it is. It's some form of communication, whether it's pheromones or... See, these are areas we don't know enough about, and it opens up a whole area of study that could benefit us as humans and our planet. Now, which of these trees was the amazing one? We'll find out, I'm sure we'll find it somewhere under the canopy. Trees. You notice in the canopy of trees the way they grow, and they're aware of their brothers and sisters and their neighbours, and they don't intrude. They're just wonderful things. This is a beautiful tree, as is that one. They're all beautiful trees. They are all beautiful. My time in lockdown, I've gone through that despair over humanity, where I've seen what people do, seen how they behave, and it just brings out the unbelief that we as a race can be so stupid sometimes, so ignorant, so selfish. Trees aren't selfish. They're not. This tree isn't selfish. It's aware of its environment, because it stands in its environment for so long. It's aware of things around it. The roots under the ground, feeling out moisture and nutrients. The branches above, reaching up to the light. Don't assume that because a tree doesn't have a brain as humans do. We tend to humanise everything. You say that to have rational thought you've got to have this, this and this. Maybe if you're a human, or you're anything else that's got a brain that we recognise as a brain. But these things, these trees, have a collective consciousness. The ability to grow and be aware, whether it by some form of pheromones released or some other form of communication that we have yet to discover, because there's so much we've got to discover. It's not fantasy, it's fact that these things, the evidence is all around us, if we only choose to look, choose to be aware. If I were to say be like a tree, you'd be stuck in one place. There's a story, and I think I've said it before, about it's a story. Any truth in it is, but about some people that are locked in their ways, so locked in their ways that they didn't move on in their opinions, in the way that they behaved. They were just stuck in their ways. Nothing would change them. They were against change. So the universe decided, if these people are going to be like this, they might as well be stuck where they are physically. And the universe turned them into trees. And they stood their ground for years and years. They lived longer than any humans ever did. And as trees, they learned how to change. They let the seasons change them. They let the wind and the rain. They bowed and they bent rather than be so stiff. They changed because they became trees. They ended up being a refuge for all sorts of life. What a great story.